One day to you with another Signs of the Times message. Basically, this is an article from newatlas.com talking about tap the launch. The title of it is SpaceX tapped the launch NASA asteroid deflection mission. And it's dated April 14, 2019. Because these elites and these devils, melanin recessive people, they know what time it is and they know what's about to happen. You know, someone's bones right now is down, and it's not my website, it's Nibiru News website, but anyway, posted an article on there talking about Pope Francis want reparations. I mean, not reparations. He want to ask for forgiveness from Nibiru Planet X. You know that you're not getting no reparations, you're not getting no pass, you know, you're not none of that. But I'm gonna read this on. I'm gonna link this with National Emergency Object Preparedness Emergency. I forgot what it's called, but I'm gonna find that PDF file that I'm gonna pull up and I'm gonna post it in the box, description box down below. But the concept of NASA's double asteroid redirection test DART spacecraft. NASA has selected the ride for its double asteroid redirection test DART mission, awarding SpaceX the US $69 million launch contract. If all goes according to plan, DART will lift up atop a Falcon 9 rocket from Space Launch Complete 4E at Vandenberg Air Force Base in California on June 2021. The first step on voyage intended to demonstrate how a spacecraft collision can alter the trajectory of an asteroid. Part of the Joint Asteroid Impact and Deflection Assessment (ADA) project with ESA, DART will travel to the binary asteroid Didymos, which is made of large rocky S-type asteroid called Didymos that has a diameter of about 780 meters, about 2,500 feet, and the smaller Didymos B of unknown composition about 160 meters, 530 feet across. After launching, DART will power its way to rendezvous with Didymos using its solar electric propulsion system in October 2022. It will zero in on Didymos B and impact at a high speed while it's still 11 kilometers, 7 million miles from Earth. Meanwhile, an ESA probe will observe the event and measure the degree of deflection caused by the impact. Now they talking about 2022 and 2021. Why is the Pope of the Vatican, you know, the beast? Why is he asking for reparations from the celestial chariot that's coming in? Y'all talking about 2021, 2022. Get out of here with that. Sooner than you think. By measuring this deflection, scientists will be able to assess the effectiveness of such a kinetic impact and refine the technique. Such a deflection may be very small, but if it's made far enough from Earth, it could mean the difference between a devastating strike or safe near miss. You know, that's what these devils planning. They planning to put stuff up in space wars, you know, shoot things, not space wars, but lower Earth orbit. And shoot, you know, basically what happened in California, Louisiana, Kenner, Louisiana, you know, the do weaponry, shooting out those light posts, blacking them out, things like that. But don't let them deceive you, family. They trying to prepare for the arrival of the celestial chariot Nibiru, or Planet X, whatever you would like to call it, or Wormwood, as talked about in the scriptures. Yeah, family, but this is the PDF called National Near-Earth Object Preparedness Strategy, product of the Interagency Working Group for Detecting and Mitigating the Impact of Earthbound Near-Earth Objects, NEOs, Damien, of the National Science and Technology Council. And I'm going to skip down to page 7, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry, family. Yeah, family, but this is page 4 of this PDF file, National Object Near Earth Preparedness. But this is page 14, and it says, start right here at this bullet point. coordinate communication within the U.S. government as well as other governments, the media, and public regarding new near-Earth object threats. Governments, scientists, observatories, and institutions will have the shared responsibility to make announcements using only verified and validated data. If a potentially hazardous object is detected. The combination of public access to data and its rigorous analysis by the worldwide network will help minimize the accumulation of, if I said that wrong, false predictions. This is where it gets interesting. NASA, per direction from the National Space Policy, has responsibility to access and report threats as they are detected. NASA's Planetary Defense Coordination Office was specifically created to confirm data and analysis on potential impact threats are properly verified and validated, and to ensure credible, rapid, and concise information. Because ever since about the 1930s, these devils, these elites know that celestial chariot nibiru, which is our second sun, is which are our sun, our solar system most likely will be not will be, but is most likely a binary star system. And every 36,000 years, this celestial chariot Nibiru enters the Earth orbit and gets close to the inner solar system. It's recorded across numerous ancient texts, artifacts, things like that, written on the pyramids, things of this nature. But continuing on. Transmission to the executive office of the president, and other federal agencies, co-chaired by NASA and FEMA, was created to ensure coordinated federal response for terrestrial preparedness to this announcement. But in all reality, they cannot announce this as public, so-called public thing, because if it was to happen, the whole world would go in panic and shock mode, and there would be chaos everywhere. That's why they setting up martial law before Nibiru, before the celestial. They getting their things in place now. The FEMA camps, things like that. They setting up their little bunkers they building underground. But guess what, elites? Guess what, Rockefellers, Gettys, DuPonts, Soros, Bundys, Lees, Onassas? Y'all not escaping from the Most High, the Creator. Y'all not escaping, point blank, period. Y'all going down. All you gang stalkers going right with them. Yeah, but continuing on. The PDCO also has the responsibility to draft announcements for providing information to the media and the public. FEMA will have a responsibility of communicating emergency response plans and notifications to the public. It is expected that significant amount of basic education about this particular type of hazard will need to be provided, in addition to developing means of communicating uncertainties regarding the risk of a near-Earth object impact and its after effects. But remember that report with that said, is going to let people perish in those FEMA camps as Nibiru, does damage to the Earth while they try to hide underground, which y'all won't escape from the judgment that's coming upon y'all heads, which y'all did to the children of the Most High and the children of nature. Your time is up. But continuing on, NASA should develop plans for notifying the U.S. Congress as appropriate for the magnitude of a projected near-Earth object impact threat. Interagency teams should provide briefings to the appropriate committees and subcommittees prior to and concurrent with diplomatic notifications. But they're not going to do that. They're not going to warn the public because it's going to be all out pandemonium and chaos. That's why they're trying to, have their little troops everywhere on the streets and all that, build FEMA camps to exterminate people while Nibiru was increasingly approaching and going around the sun, things like that. But continuing on, the Department of State, in coordination with other U.S. departments and agencies, should develop plans for notifying foreign governments and international intergovernmental organizations as appropriate for the magnitude of the projected New Earth object, near Earth object impact threat. The Department of State, after receiving the information from NASA and in coordination with other government agencies, will notify leadership of nations across the world of the impending risk and danger of an Earth impacting near Earth object in an appropriate time frame. As an example, the notification should include known characterization of the near Earth object and date of its expected impact with Earth and projected impact location, plans, if any, for deflection or disruption, and preparedness plans, including those for mitigation, emergency response, and recovery, including offers of U.S. assistance. But yeah, remember that that guy from Die Hard, that main character dude in that movie Armageddon. That's what they think it's gonna be like, but it's not gonna be nothing like that. Devils, you elite, you Esau, y'all done. You gang stalkers going right with them. Y'all sold y'all soul. Y'all know what y'all did. We gonna keep bringing out the truth, bringing out this real stuff. While y'all living illusionality, we gonna be living the actuality, reality. But this is just another message of Signs of the Times, family. Signing out. Be safe. Love y'all.